Om Swastiastu. Good afternoon, Mr. Wijaya and all of my friends. This is my speaking for public and academic purposes final exam. Before I start the presentations, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Nimade Cynthia Pratnyadewi. You can call me Cynthia. Okay, let's move to other slide. Okay, these are some topics that we are going to discuss now. The first is about the identity of the article. Second is the introduction of the article. The third is about the methodology. The fourth is about the result. The fifth is about the discussion. The sixth or the last is about the conclusion. Okay, let's move to other slide. Okay, let's talk about the identity of article. The title of the article is the Incorporating Local Culture in English Teaching Material for Undergraduate Students. The topic is about local culture in English teaching materials. The author is I Gusti Ngurah Agung Wijaya Mahardika. The published year is in 2018. Okay, let's move to other slide. Okay, let's talk about the introduction of this article. Teaching materials are a crucial component of the teaching and learning process, playing a key role in enhancing students' achievement and motivation. To create effective materials, teachers should start by considering the students' current and future needs. These materials should reflect students' cultural backgrounds. As language and culture are closely linked, therefore, in teaching English as a foreign language, it's essential to incorporate both the culture of the English language and the students' own culture. Local culture can significantly aid in teaching English to non-native speakers. Institut Hindu Dharma Negeri Denpasar, IHDN, we can say IHDN, is a state university under the Ministry of Religious Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia, with the primary goal of training and educating future Hinduism teachers through its Hinduism Education Department, or HED. English instruction in the HED presents unique challenges for lecturers. First, the specialized nature of the students. Second, the existing English course materials is too heavy, overly reliant on reading, and lacks listening and speaking activities. Third, many students believe they neither need nor want to study English, assuming it is irrelevant to their studies. These challenges prompted the researchers to develop entirely new materials to support and motivate students in learning English. This paper discussed the incorporation of local cultural material in a teaching material developed for the students of the Hinduism Education Department of IHDN Denpasar. I'm sorry. Okay, let's move to other slide. Let's talk about the methodology. The study was designed and conducted as research development study using a simplified version of the ADI development model by Dick and Carey. The objective of the study was to develop English teaching material for the students of the Hinduism Education Department of IHDN Denpasar. The subject of the study were the 82 students of the first semester from HED IA and HED IB at the Denpasar campus. In developing the material, there were four phases of development. The first is the blueprint phase. The second is the draft writing phase. The third is the draft testing phase. And the fourth is the final production phase. The blueprint phase aimed at observing the teaching learning process and the existing material to identify the weaknesses of the existing material. After the material was deemed acceptable, it was used in teaching learning activities in the draft testing phase. The students were also asked to give criticism and opinion regarding the material. The result of the criticism and students' input were then used to revise the material during the final production phase. The result of the final production phase was ready to use tailor-made English teaching material for the students of Hinduism Education Department. Okay, let's move to other slide. Okay, let's talk about the result and discussion of this article. After an extensive process of revision and rewriting, the new material was subjected to field testing. Students were asked to use and review the new course book during their studies. They also completed a questionnaire about the material. The data from the questionnaire were triangulated with observations and interviews. The result of the interviews are presented in the following table. As you can see on my slide, you can see the table 1. Most students prefer the new material over the existing one. They favored the new material for its appeal, difficulty level, enjoyment during study, content, and overall preference. Interviews revealed that students appreciated the fresh and colorful design of the new material, along with the included pictures. They stated that the pictures, colors, language games, and activities in the new course book help reduce their anxiety and stress levels. The results highlight two things. The first is that the students' needs must be the most vital factor in developing material, because material that directly correspondent with said needs will automatically be useful and meaningful for the students. This finding is similar to the results of author 3 and in line with the conclusion of author 2. With appropriate material, the students will be prompted to learn well because they realize that they are learning not for the sake of exams or grades, but more for the mastery of skills that they need in the first place. The second is that the students preferred the new material over that existing material due the culturally familiar materials. This result is similar to author 9 result. In both researchers, local culture plays important role in improving students' involvement in English learning. Therefore, local culture should always be considered when developing English material. Okay, audience, let's move to other slide. Let's talk about the conclusion of this article. Based on the explanation, it can be concluded that integrating local cultural content aids students in learning English. Using cultural materials reduce the foreign aspect of the content and lowers students' stress levels due to their familiarity with the materials. This study supports the idea that culturally familiar materials facilitates foreign language learning. It is recommended that other researchers investigate the effectiveness of culturally familiar materials compared to less familiar ones in teaching English at different levels of learning. Okay, let's move to other slide. Let's move to the last slide. Okay, that's all of my presentations today. If I make a mistake, please forgive me, and I want to close the presentation with Paramasanti. Om Santi 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 Om. Thank you.